The first time Mia stepped onto the mats, the room went silent but not in awe. In a sea of muscled bodies and confident grapplers, she looked out of place. Thin, pale, with shaking hands and a nervous glance toward the coach, she seemed like someone who had wandered into the wrong building. Whispers passed through the room like wildfire. "Who's she kidding? She's gonna quit after one class. Way too weak for this." But Mia didn't flinch, not on the outside. On the inside, however, her heart felt like it might burst through her chest. She had walked through the doors of the Jiu-Jitsu academy with a secret most of them would never know. She wasn't just fighting opponents on the mat, she was fighting the trauma, the anxiety, and the years of voices telling her she wasn't enough. Jiu-Jitsu wasn't just a hobby for her. It was survival. 6 months earlier, Mia had been in a hospital bed, recovering from yet another panic attack. Years of emotional abuse had taken a toll. Her confidence was non-existent, her body frail, her spirit dimmed. A therapist had gently suggested she try something physical, something that gave her a sense of control over her body. After countless days scrolling and searching, something about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu pulled at her. She had no idea why. Maybe it was the thought of being able to defend herself, or the elegance in the way people moved on the mats. Maybe she just wanted to feel strong for once in her life. That's how she ended up in that class. The first few weeks were humiliating. Her guard was passed within seconds. She couldn't escape even the lightest holds. Her arms trembled from push-ups and her lungs felt like they might collapse after every drill. A few of the more experienced students were kind, helping her with technique and cheering her on. But others rolled their eyes, dismissing her entirely. There was one in particular, Chris, a brown belt with a sharp tongue and an inflated ego. He made little jokes under his breath that somehow always found their way to her ears. Why is she even here? She's just going to get hurt. Should stick to yoga or something. Those words stung more than any chokehold. But Mia kept showing up. Every single day. Before and after work. Tired. Sore. Embarrassed. But still there. Every time she got tapped out, she thanked her partner, watched the replay in her mind, and studied what went wrong. Her coach, Professor Andre, noticed. "You don't quit," he told her one night after class. "That's the most dangerous thing about you." A year passed. Mia didn't just improve, she transformed. Her frame was still lean, but now defined by powerful shoulders and a solid core. Her technique was sharp, her timing precise. She began tapping out white belts regularly, then blues, and even a few purples. Her once timid gaze had hardened into focus and quiet confidence. And still, many overlooked her. Still, some whispered behind her back. She let them, but she remembered every name, every smirk, every doubting word. She used them as fuel. Then came the tournament. It was small, a local invitational. But it was her first. Her heart pounded as she stepped onto the mat, the familiar buzz of fear creeping into her veins. But this time, she had a weapon she hadn't had before, belief. She wasn't the same girl who had walked into her first class terrified. She had faced hundreds of opponents, thousands of doubts, and 1,000 more voices, most of them her own, telling her she wasn't strong enough. Her opponent? A black belt. A decorated, cocky, fast-talking black belt from another gym. When they called Mia's name and her rank blue belt, there were audible laughs in the crowd. The black belt smirked. "This'll be quick," he said. He had no idea. The match began. He shot in immediately, confident he could bully her with strength and speed. But Mia saw it coming. She sidestepped, pulled guard, and wrapped him into a triangle choke before his knee even touched the mat. Her legs locked with a precision she had drilled 1,000 times. 14 seconds. That's how long it took. The black belt tapped violently, and the referee called it. The crowd gasped. Silence fell. And then, roaring applause. Mia stood up, breathing heavily, her eyes wide with the shock of what she had just done. She didn't raise her arms or celebrate wildly. She just smiled, quietly, and bowed to her opponent. Chris, watching from the sidelines, said nothing. For the first time, he was speechless.